Hello and welcome back to the Doctor's Garage here on YouTube. Now today I'm with my Harley Davidson Sportster 48, as you can probably see in the background there. And in this video I'm going to be talking about my new Vance and Hines short shot pipes, what they sound like on startup, and also taking you for a walk around my whole bike and showing you what I've done to it so far and what I intend to do over the coming year, as this is going to be one of my new projects in the garage. So if you're interested in any of that, stick around for this video. Wondering why I'm in this strange outfit. This channel's called The Doctor's Garage. I'm a cosmetic doctor by background, but I love playing with cars, bikes, and all that sort of stuff here on YouTube. So go follow my channel, click subscribe, like this video, and let me know what you think about this video in the comments below. This is my newest project here in the garage. I'm really looking forward to documenting my journey with my Harley Davidson here on YouTube. So to start with, let's take a good look around my bike. So as you can see, it's a 2017 Harley Davidson Sportster, and it's a 48. And I chose the matte white tank when I bought this bike. I've owned this bike from new, and I was very keen on getting matte white, particularly because it was a colour that was only available in the 2017 model, and I really like that colourway on these bikes. As you can see, it's pretty standard actually. I have done a few bits to it, which I'll go ahead and explain in a minute, including these Vance and Hines short shots, which sound amazing, which I'll show you in a minute. But there's some things I've done, like the wheelie bar at the back. I've obviously, at the moment, just using it to rest my helmet on. This is a head-on helmet, matte white again. Love the head-on helmet stuff. I think it's really well made and really nice, UK company. And then on this side of the bike, a few other additions. So things like the tail tidy that I've done here on the bike. And I've also got a bag on as well, which has got some gear in it at the moment, but I've got a bag here too. Apart from that, this bike is relatively standard, and as much as I do like the look of the 48, I think there's a lot of things that can be improved on this bike and will be improved, such as shortening the back end. So let's start with the back end and what can be done there. So at the moment you can see it's still got the passenger pegs on. I need to get rid of them because I took the other side off to get the bag on. And this is a Harley Davidson bag, by the way, really well made, fits really well on the bike. I need to take that one off. Front pegs obviously there. So looking at this bike, there's some things that I would like to do to start with, which the first thing is a seating setup and the sort of size of the rear. I'd love to chop the back off on this and shorten the rear so you can see more of the rear wheel and get a single seat on there. I do understand that the only way to do that is to literally angle grind the rear off, which I'm a little bit reluctant to do. If you follow my channel here on YouTube, you'll see that hasn't always gone that well for me when I've tried to angle grind things off. And with this, once I do that, there's pretty much no going back. So I'm building my confidence to do that. If you guys have got any tips about chopping the rear end off a 48, please drop me a message below in the comments. Interested to hear your thoughts. That's kind of the main thing I'd like to do. I have thought about widening the rear wheel. So from the back, as you can see, it still looks quite skinny. The 48 standardly is quite narrow, and you can get a wider fit extension for it to make it look a bit more aggressive and a bit meaner from the back. I'm going to see what things look like when I do shorten the end and see if it's worth doing. The other thing, which is quite a simple thing to do, is to do the rear indicators. Now, originally I had a Yamaha R6 before this bike, a very different bit of kit. Really enjoyed that, but hadn't come off it or injured myself, so I thought it's probably time to call it a day and get something a bit safer like the 48. Now on that, I changed all the indicators and lights on it, and these are just massive, and I just want to get these tidied up a bit, make them look a bit neater, a bit shorter. I've seen people here on YouTube with the light strip that goes into here, which looks quite nice, and again, just both sides, just to make it look a bit cleaner and a bit tidier from the rear. Same goes from the front. Again, they're quite big, these lights, and these are bulb lights too. They could probably get some much slimmer LED lights that I'm planning on putting on there. The other thing is, bobber style, people like to get rid of the front mudguard, but the problem is for me is I do think a lot of stuff flies up off the front, and I'm not sure how it's going to be if I do get rid of that. Again, interested to hear your thoughts in the comments below. More simple modifications that I'm probably going to start looking at much sooner than that is like a blackout bolt kit. So a lot of the bolts in here, obviously you can see, are all stainless, and you can get these black anodized, which looks a lot nicer. And I've seen a kit online which I can buy, which I think I'm going to start by doing that. And again, just getting rid of some of this chrome, like on the top. You can get a flush mounted cap I've seen before. So just tidy some of them things up. Now, having a 48 and having my R6, there's been some differences. Obviously, it's a very different ride position on this bike, but still with this bike, I do find that I have to lean quite far forward to get to the bars, and I'm 6 foot tall, and I still find it, I think, a bit uncomfortable, and I would quite like to probably get a bit of a bar lift on it just to make it a bit more comfortable to ride around on and cruise about on. It's got things like the mirrors that come standard, the underbar mirrors. I think Harley have done a really good job of making this bike look quite bobber style, just straight off the shelf from the factory. But I still think there's some things that I could do to help tidy that up. And again, I'm quite new to bike modification in general, particularly Harleys. I'm sure some of the guys watching this video are probably much more experienced when it comes to that, so please let me know what you think I should start with on this bike. And I'm hoping to do a whole series on YouTube documenting exactly what I'm doing and my journey doing it, which may be good, it may be bad. You might have seen my Land Rover Defender stuff I've got here on YouTube, and again, some of it's been good, some of it's been not so good, and probably bad when I've managed to break things. So let me know what you guys think and where to start with this. Now, Harley Davidsons always are known for the sound they put out, and I always wanted better exhaust on this bike when I bought it new, and went for the Vance and Hines short shots. And the reason I went for them was because at the time I had a pillion that I was riding on the back, and so for that I couldn't have some of the other exhausts that Vance and Hines put out, but the short shots suited me and they sounded amazing in the shop on one of the test bikes, so I put them on my bike. So let's have a listen of what that sounds like on my 48. So if we just go here, start the bike, make sure it is in neutral, because that's not going to be very good if it's not. So that is one other thing actually as well is going to be the front light. I think this needs to be LED compared to the standard Harley one, but anyway, that's what the exhaust sound like. And I've been riding this bike about 20 minutes before I started this video, so it is quite warm. That's what it just sounds like when it's idling. So pretty loud. And what I love about the Vance and Hines pipes is when they get warm, you get a bit of a backfire from them. They sound good, but they're not extremely loud to the point where you set off car alarms when you drive past, which some of the other Vance and Hines pipes can do. And I use my bike, around my local town. I didn't want something that was so obnoxiously loud when I'm going to work and things. I wanted something that was still relatively conservative, but still sounding good, still sounding like a Harley. The factory pipes on these bikes do not sound very good, and you really want to do something about that when you first buy it. If that video has been useful and interesting to anyone looking at buying a 48, or if you've got a 48 already, interested to hear what your experience is, let me know in the comments below of where I should be starting when modifying this bike. Please subscribe to me here on YouTube and follow my journey with this bike or any of my other cars in the garage. I'm going to be documenting every single stage with this bike in the near future. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.